Hey everybody, it's Ethan McKinley and welcome to the 2-Minute Terminator, where we break down the Terminator films 2 minutes at a time. Apparently Ellie is very excited to do this show because she really likes this bit of the movie, and I'm indifferent. It's episode 19, we're going from minutes 36 to 38, the 2 minutes bridging that gap, and essentially it starts with Arnold going, "We have 35 seconds," and it ends with an amazing, charming CGI Terminator getting Melectricuted. Is that even a word? Yes, but if you're made of metal, it's called Melectricuted. Ellie?
Before I hit the music,
yes?
you replaced basically with essentially. I like it. Mix it up.
One tries.
Hit the music.
Hey, I think this guy's a couple cans short of a six-pack.
Howdy, stranger.
Don't say howdy, stranger, to me.
Load up.
You didn't do the fourth. Thank God. It sucked. Yeah, it sucked.
I'm back, yes.
I love that that's now my line. I'm happy with that.
Well, you know, we try and apportion...
Music's my thing, so I get to say hit the music.
We try and apportion, you know, the job responsibilities
Oh, my
around
lasagna's
the
repeating on
extensive stuff. Yeah. Thank God I went to the toilet before we started the show. It is episode, 19. We're going from minutes 34 to 36, the 2 minutes bridging that gap. That's a lie. I'm getting the wrong notes. It's episode... I need to sit down. Episode 19, we're going from minutes 36 to 38. I do apologise. I'm having an episode with lasagna I just ate.
Yeah, if there are some gaseous sounds from my mouth. Never from the other place. I just don't fart. I literally don't.
Well, you...
No, but that's just air.
That's just there.
It's not like methane. It's not like poo particles.
Ellie, you seem very excited to do this clip. It's
I
famous.
am.
It's famous because it features a CG 1984 Arnold with a nose. In the last scene, he didn't have one. It features the T1000. It features the skeleton or the endoskeleton of the T800. It features Joy Courtney's Carl Reese, Emilia Clarke, Sarah Connor, and Arnold Schwarzenegger's Pop's T800 Terminator. All the boxes in the Terminator franchise are ticked in one scene.
Anything, you're right. The thing that I like the most about this scene...
And it's kind of in a factory.
It is, yes.
Just like the end of the first
but
one, the end of the second one.
the best bit about this,
and the
I'm going to
fourth one.
talk about in a minute because I'm going to come to it. Save the best till last.
Okay.
So my first question about this particular 2 minutes. So as Ethan said, we start with Sarah Connor looking puzzled and slightly upset and confused and worried.
Which I don't get.
About the fact, because Jai's just told her that her son might be dead. But then if her son was dead, then that would change what was going on then.
But as soon as he says, I'm not sure if he was dead or not, but he was grabbed by
but she's worried. She's worried.
Arnold just pipes up out of the blue and goes, 35 seconds.
No, he says the T1000 will arrive in 35 seconds.
Is that what he just said?
Yeah.
Because on my clip, it didn't say that.
It said it on mine.
I apologise.
Because that was actually my first question. How the hell does Arnie know how far away the T1000 is?
Yeah. He just says we have approximately 35 seconds.
Oh, it must be at the very end of the last scene then. Oh no, I think you've missed out a tiny bit.
Okay. Either way, you live and learn. Yeah, the T1000 does in fact arrive. He does a nifty
How
move.
does Arnie know?
That's a great question. I can only assume maybe his tracking devices know he's there. No, it does state in Terminator 1 that the Terminator has tracking things. That's why they activate all the machines and stuff in the foundry in Terminator 2, and that's why Kyle flips all the switches on the machines in the Cyberdyne factory in 1, because he interferes and scrambles his tracking devices.
But that's not necessarily... That's tracking as in you can see it and you can follow it and you can pick on things that you can see in the distance, but Arnie can't even see the T1000. The T1000 has followed them. It's like he knows... It's like he's got like a satellite in his brain.
Well, no, he knew the T1000 followed him so far because it was a hinge.
I know that. But what I'm saying is how would he have known? I mean, the T1000 could have gone off somewhere to go get bigger artillery, or...
Well, no, they might have been just around the corner where they where they just dispatched the T1000, maybe. So he could have just followed the heat signature where the car drove. Because if you like, sometimes thermal cameras, do they not pick up the heat signature of the car where the tyres were on certain weather conditions?
No, I get that, but
That could be bollocks.
what heat is Arnold Schwarzenegger picking up?
No heat, but he could have some kind of like movement track. It micro
is
changes
he-
in air
but is he
density,
that
just like the thing
advanced?
that Ash creates in
Evil
Alien.
Dead.
Android Ash.
I was thinking of.
Sorry, spoilers. Ash is an android in Alien.
Sorry. It's Bishop. Oh, Ash in the first
in Alien
film.
1. You're not a fan of Alien, are you?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
But I just always think of two.
I'm weirdly obsessed with the Alien films at the moment. Not the fourth one. I've been bothered.
Because you're copying me.
I don't know, that book I looked at and stuff, and then I was like, I nearly just went mad at the weekend and just bought loads of action figures, which I'm not.
I know you
didn't
don't think
do.
I have, but I've actually read that book now, back to front.
What did you learn about the Alien?
Absolutely nothing.
Really?
Nothing.
Yeah, I looked. It's like
It's
it
a
doesn't.
no, but
it
dude,
looks
it's a
cool.
It's a cool book, and I like the
It
pictures.
doesn't
and
really tell you anything.
when
you
I
don't
move,
already know.
I've got so many awesome books now. I want to get like a little bookshelf, and I'm gonna have all my kind of fantasy stuff. So I'm gonna have all my Labyrinth books and things like that.
The only problem with that
and
is
then
I
I want-
tried that.
And then I want all my sci. Well, I'm gonna make it happen.
No, well, because I'm a psychopath. But like the only issue I have with all the books, they're not made to a standard size.
Oh, I know what you mean. So they're
So
gonna be like. "Bleh."
The bookcase is like it's like it looks like some binary code.
Yeah, but I don't obsess as much as you.
It looks like a graphic equalizer with.
Looks like my
writing.
teeth.
My teeth. Your snaggletooth. I'm like Abbey Road.
Abbey Road. What I would have loved is when instead of him saying how much time they had until the T1000
What I would have loved
turned
if this
up.
was a good film.
That as well. No. It's fine. It's an alright film. This next bit I do particularly like though. But what I thought would have been really funny, instead of Arnold saying how much time they had left until the T1000 turned up, if he'd just gone, "Your son's dead,"
Yeah.
that'd have been way funnier.
One thing I will say, when the Terminator is like de-skinned, it's rather cleanly de-skinned after just being
I
hit
don't
with a
want to
bit
talk
of fire.
about that bit yet because that's the good bit.
All right. Do you find this?
Can I
Okay,
ask, can I ask a completely
The one in
different question?
Salvation, that was actually a really good scene, and the Terminator did actually come. That was the closest they've got to a scary Terminator in 4 when he's trying to kill Christian Bale. This looks like an animated aphorism, whatever you call it. I don't know. It just doesn't. The weight and the drama isn't really in this scene. It's just like, oh, he's being attacked by a CGI
I
claymation
disagree.
man. Really?
I actually disagree. Yeah, I really enjoyed this.
No, I like it. It looks cool, but there's no kind
It
of like.
actually looks angry. I know it's not.
tension.
I know it's not the same bus as it used to be. I think the old design looked a lot more evil and a lot more kind of malicious. And look at the magazine.
Well, he's got a longer and squarer head. They kind of like.
I feel like they've furrowed the brow maybe a little bit more with this now. But I don't want to talk about that bit yet because that's the fun part. I have a question. Why? Because we see the T1000 smash through a window. Why does he always make such a huge entrance? If I was a T1000, I would have been a real schneid motherfucker.
Do you know
Excuse
why?
me. And snuck in and hid.
Well,
and
an
then
infiltration unit.
Exactly. Every time he turns up, he's like, "Pow! I'm here.
Well,
Here's Johnny."
he's probably like a frustrated drama student who didn't quite make it, so he has to kind of express himself by doing like big, grandiose theatrical entrances.
I think that's just a metaphor for your own life, Ethan. You are not the T1000.
Why don't like enter buildings by going through the window? Usually, if I'm in a club, I get thrown out of the club through the window. But
I was gonna say, you
don't-
definitely leave by climbing out the window. That's because you've just been caught fucking the
housemate. No,
husband's
she's because
wife.
I've gone on a date and gone, I've made a heinous mistake, and this girl's a complete
heinous
pig.
mistake.
That's why they put bars on restaurant windows, not because you don't pay. It's to keep me from running away from pigs.
Grenades. Yeah, let's talk about the effect when the T1000
okay.
cuts his arm off and throws it into the air and it becomes
yes.
a spear.
It's good.
It is good.
That's the only good little kind of idea they've had for that character, really. Unfortunately, the rest of the film doesn't measure up to Robert Patrick's performance, but he would have got a lot more done if he threw arm spears at people.
Watching this film, I don't know why, but I keep watching. Well, every time I watch these clips, I always think about other films that it reminds me of.
Jason
When
the
he
Argonauts.
does that, it kind of made me think a little bit of because it's so kind of fluid and the way he does it is really quite cool. Made me think of Legolas in Lord of the Rings in the film. You know how they make Legolas really kind of lithe and like smooth and everything he does, like when
he turns into a badly animated character when he's attacking that elephant.
Yeah,
It just
exactly.
basically turns into
It
a
kind of made me
plasticine
think of
line
that. I don't know why.
I don't know. Well, when he electrocutes
God,
the
I
Terminator.
hate Orlando Bloom.
What? Yeah.
ugh. Played a great elf. That's it.
I mean,
No.
he's hope in a sense that he's not very good, and yet he made it without having any discernible talent.
But, and I know you're
But-
not a fan, he did earn big brownie points when he did an episode of Extras because he played an absolute idiot. He's got this huge chip on his shoulder about Johnny Depp. It's so funny. I know you don't like it, but it's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's laughing now, Johnny?
When he electrocutes the Terminator, he puts the power. He gets thrown for a wall basically by the T-800, the endoskeleton. Then he kind of grabs a power cable.
Ethan, you're in your own time displacement unit of your own. You jump all over the place.
No, because I was going to say it bugs me because he electrocutes the Terminator endoskeleton by sticking the fizzing power cable into his chest. Isn't he holding onto a metal cable
Yeah, that would have
and
electrocuted him.
earthing himself by being attached to the ground?
He would have set on fire.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a bit like, not in a bad way. It's a bit Jason the Argonaut skeleton here, but it doesn't. This T-800 isn't as scary as. He looks more kind of stop motion actually, weirdly, but the one in Terminator Salvation, I think there was a lot more drama rang out of that scene, and I think they did a much better job at making the Terminator scary.
Okay, we're going to skip to this bit, even though I didn't want to.
No, what do your notes then?
No, it's fine. I really like this because we finally get to see hand-to-hand combat between a Terminator and a human being. There's not really many weapons involved. It is he's trying to run away from this Terminator, and he is just being chased and pursued. And I really like it.
Chase me.
It's good. I like it. I got quite excited watching this on the train, and that says a lot because I hate all of these films, bar 1 and 2.
Well, here's the thing, Ellie. Funny you should say that. This is the first film in the entire series, 5 films that is, the 5th film, this being this one, to feature, or not to feature, animatronic Terminators created by special effects artist and dear friend of Arnold Schwarzenegger, Stan Winston, due to his passing in 2008.
No.
Instead, the animatronics were created by effects studio Legacy Effects, a company formed out of Winston's former workshop. So I think that's John Rosengren, who worked kind of under Winston, basically. The other guys that worked under Winston, of course, are Alec Gillis and Tom Woodruff, and they did all the aliens effects and stuff. And then kind of ruined Alien because they turned the alien from this biomechanical thing. The two good like alien looks you see there and there, as we've got looking at the NECA 22-inch 1/4 scale alien from Alien 1 with the clear lips. And the other Aliens version of the creature that came out earlier this summer in, I think, July.
I think you're right, I think yours is slightly better.
Really? You prefer that design? I like elements of that. I think they could have
Do you know
given
what? That really scared me this morning.
Why?
Well, because it's really dark and I hadn't seen the position you'd put him in, and the way he's like that. Just, I don't know. It's scarier than if you put him like that.
With that, yeah, that's why I did that, because you put them there and they look kind of works. They're like insectoid.
But that's terrifying.
But I think
it's like he's hiding or something. And when it's really dark, because I get up at 6:30 in the morning, and the house that I'm staying in for the next 3 days.
I think because in the film he's never in
like
any
no
action
natural
pose.
light.
He's always like hunched over, like this kind of.
But
like,
that
weird.
makes it scarier.
Yeah, exactly. But I think
Ugh.
they could tinker that ever so slightly
He
and give it
watches me
like
sleep.
longer arms and longer like hands. Keep the same hands, but give that like long wrists, like the NECA Aliens version is. But yeah, well, I think that's what you can clearly see. It's more like a skeleton costume.
Yeah,
isn't
it's really cool.
it? With like a long head.
I do like the dame.
Hello.
I like it.
Well, we'll see what
But-
Santa brings you this Christmas.
But the 7-inch,
Ethan, I don't want it. I'm nearly 30.
the 7-inch toys, I didn't rate the first one that much. The toy itself, I still
yeah.
think the dog alien is the best one they've done in the smaller
in
model.
terms of posability
But
and
yeah,
detail.
these big bad boys, yeah, that one's definitely the best.
Yeah, for sure.
For show, I got it for show. When the T-1000 cuts his arm off and throws the spear, why does he throw the spear at Arnold and not at Sarah Connor?
Again,
She's the prime target.
I ask myself questions like this every episode in my own head. Like, why do the Terminators behave in a very particular way? You could end the film right now and terminate and do your job, do the thing you're designed to do. I don't know.
And what do you think about the fact that the T-1000 drops a little bit of liquid metal onto the Terminator's face and it brings him back to life? It's like the kiss of life.
How it got in there and fixed whatever was wrong, I have no idea. Because if the power cell was destroyed, this is, by the way, listeners, why didn't he explode? If you listen to the other episodes, you will know that in Terminator 3, Arnold plays the T-850, which is a modified T-800. The power cells in those new Terminators are like mini nukes. So if you hit one of those things, you'll have a blast wave the size of God knows what, basically, which will destroy the entire whatever it's in place. This is a plain old T-800, so by shooting, I'm assuming the power cell in the chest with that giant gun from RoboCop, Spaulding's going to retroactively answer this question 2 weeks later because we're recording these so far in the past. Or the future. It didn't explode. So if he's got a busted power cell, I don't know what the T-1000 could do by putting a raindrop of himself inside the Terminator. Terminator sloppy seconds?
I'm glad he did, though, because it definitely made the film a lot more interesting.
And again,
I think
we've said it over 3 episodes now, the Terminator dummy doesn't have a nose. When it switches back to the CG puppet or the CG character of Arnold, 1984, his nose is returned.
He's come back.
But in the van, he was missing a nose. And now it's back.
Where's your
Cock up, by
nose?
the way.
Cock up, bing!
And here's another cock up for you.
Cock up, bing, bing!
In the 84 scene, the year 84, 1984, in the 1984 scene where some acid drips on Sarah's sleeve, she removes her jacket. There's a shot of her picking up the next shot of the weapon is in her right hand. Does that make sense?
No.
Sorry, when she gets acid dripped on her jacket, she's holding her weapon in her right hand. It switches to the left hand when she gets the jacket off.
Oh, sticking to the main theme of telling
My sight reading is
cock-ups.
terrible, listeners.
Cock-ups that aren't actually in the 2 minutes.
That's what we need Skynet to do. Skynet could fix the sound of my podcast.
Yeah, but that's a slippery slope, my friend.
A podcast is run by artificial
Do you want to hear another
intelligence.
comparison from this to another film?
Is it Terminator 1, 2, 3 and 4?
No, it's not.
Oh, tell me more, Ellie.
Back to me. It's in my face. If you touch that mic one more time, heads will roll.
Oh yeah.
This exact bit when the T-800 is this exact bit chasing after Jai, and he's kind of stabbing the pole through. Is that not exactly like Newt in Aliens? When she's under the ground and she's doing this, and the alien keeps stabbing through. It's exactly like that.
It doesn't stab through.
Well, it's putting its
hand.
Its thing through the. All right, for God's sake, you pedantic bitch. It made me think of Aliens, which is apt for what we were just talking about, the alien figures.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I thought it was great. I really enjoyed it. I thought, compared to the rest of what we've seen, and thank God Sarah wasn't in it. I don't know. I just love. I love it when you get the actual Terminator fighting kind of like hand-to-hand combat with a human. I think that's great.
I think another thing with the lighting, they should have lit the Terminators in blue.
Why?
Because it's quite when he's like walked through that window, it's quite a dark scene, and they're not even lighting Byung-Hun Lee, who plays the Asian kind of T-1000. It's all kind of in flesh tones. Whereas Robert Patrick.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like I said, Conrad Buff, the cinematographer, always kept the characters when they were machines in this like very stark, cold blue light to convey that kind of inhumanness. And as Arnold obviously gets closer and closer to humanity by learning, after he has his the chip switched in his head, you start seeing him in warm flesh tones. So I just think some of the scenes, some of the shots, they could have made him look more kind of machine-like and more terrifying. I think not just down to the actor's performance, because I don't think he gets to do much, so you can't really blame him. But I just think the lighting of the scene, it's quite warmly lit again. It's
Talking about light and being warmly lit, is this not a homage back to other Terminator films?
Sir. Ben Affleck, was it Pearl Harbor 2001? Yeah, I got one in. I sent that clip actually to John Nichols. I'll send it to you. It's really funny.
We constantly see the endoskeletons rising from the flames and coming out of the fire.
But this time,
that must be a homage.
Yeah. Well, in an action film where there's fire and explosions and killer robots, it's going to happen just by proxy, isn't it? I don't know.
Yeah, but that is like it is a classic Terminator kind of trait, isn't it? Because we have it in the first film.
It's also
In the
like
beginning, the credits of the second film, you see the
when
endoskeleton bus coming through the flames.
when he hits him with that kind of like piece of steel, that like
Why even bother?
that that concrete support beam.
Mm.
He just looks and goes, huh? It's a bit goofy and played for laughs, I think.
Also, yeah, you definitely have missed. Yeah, you've missed out like a couple of seconds on your loop, because what mine has got is at the end of my 2 minutes, you see the Terminator, and it's weird. It's after
Ellie,
Jai Electric.
Can you look at it on your phone? Because I've sent you the exact clip. I've only got one clip, and I emailed it to you. Just play it on your phone and see what comes up. But
at the end of my 2 minute clip,
Start.
the
oh, okay. He says it in the last 2 minutes. I understand.
Listen to me, Ethan. At the end of this 2 minutes,
Listen to me very
Jai Courtney stops electrocuting the Terminator.
I want you to do it.
The Terminator then pulls the
very safe.
wire out, and then Jai goes to run. But then I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell if the Terminator hit Jai and then that throws him against a wall, or he hits a wall that Jai walks past and then the wall hits Jai. I think Ethan's just signed out.
Mrs. Tasker.
Okay. Well, we've done 20 minutes.
What did you feel?
What does he say?
Nothing. We'll
on.
cover it in the next 2 minutes.
Do Arnold in the interrogation booth in True Lies, just for the listeners.
Who do you work for?
Who do you work for?
Don't repeat what I say.
Don't repeat what I say.
Have you got any more notes?
Yeah, say that.
Did she ever real? Was she a great big fat person?
Do you reckon they can actually tell anything that we're saying?
Yeah, I heard it.
Maybe I think it was so, but you seem to think so. Winter.
No, it's got to be Sophie, because she was the porn one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God bless you.
God bless you.
Heartbreaking beauty.
Anyway, Ethan, have you got any more things that you want to talk about?
No, I've hit all my notes. Have you got any more notes?
No, I've done all my notes.
No, you haven't. You've got some notes.
I've done all my notes.
Are you sure?
Yeah, read.
So in wrapping up, thank you all for listening again. We are enjoying these shows. Ellie's really on form this week. I like it. You're like bringing the thunder. I like it. Thank you all for listening. Welcome to our new listeners. Thank you for your support. If you are a new listener, if you're an old listener, if you haven't done this yet, do this. Open the show in iTunes and leave us a lovely review. Yes, the artwork's wrong. It's a picture of me and my glasses from my other show. There's been an administrative quirk and it's all gone wrong.
But
What
hopefully
can I
that
do?
should lead you to Ethan's other podcast, which is also awesome.
Well, if we get the sound right, which happened today, I went wrong. Please leave us a star review and say something nice about the show. It helps the show grow. You can follow us, of course, on Twitter, and you can like the Facebook page, which in my humble opinion, better than any other fan site on the internet. We have the largest collection of Terminator pictures, past, present, future, concept art, all kinds of great stuff. And if you are really into the show, you can watch the clip we're talking about at Infinitum Mystery Science Theater 3K style. If you do an in-video commentary, go to 2 Minute TerMINator on YouTube and you can watch the show there. So, without further ado...
Sorry.
Sorry, Mrs. Tasker. What do you mean?
Could you work it?
Could you want it?
Thank you all for listening.
Best part of that film.
And yes, long may it continue, Ellie. I'm liking this new Ellie.
Hasta la vista.
Whee! Whee!
Watch out for machines. They're unstoppable. Watch out for machines. They will rule the world. I'll be back.